Good evening. Welcome to the show, and thanks for joining us. Tonight, we've got a really interesting show for you. The title for tonight is Trust in Change, which I've got a little bit to talk about there for you. But first, just a quick piece of housekeeping for anyone who might be joining us for the first time. Just be sure to say something out in the chat so we know you're here. That way we can do a reading for you. Of course, the first time you're on the show, the reading is always free. But going forward after that, it's just $10 per reading, or we do $100 and you can cover a reading for every single show for the month, which happens 3 times a week. So that's a pretty sweet deal. Now, I've got a quick introduction for you, and then I'll turn it over to Christopher, who will have more to say on tonight's topic, which again is trust in change. Now, trust creates peace. And there's some misconception around how the word trust is used. Now, the real meaning of trust is that whatever happens, that's okay. Whatever the other person does, that's okay. Whatever life brings us, decides to give us, however life decides to show us our lessons, that's okay. Now, the only constant in life is change. However, we're all made up of the same self-aware stardust, and we're here to help one another evolve. So, one of the great things about being here is that everyone that we encounter is our teacher. And some people teach us how to be, and some people teach us how not to be. Now, there are vastly varying vibrations out in the world to learn from. And it's important to remember that every single day we get to choose what vibrations we're putting out into the world. Now, trust is a vibration that's inherently a very high one. And so by trusting the universe, we can spend more of our time here in that high vibration, which is so much fun. So I hope you all choose to have more and more fun every day. And with more to say on that, here's Christopher. Thanks for watching.
Hey, thank you, everybody. That was a great introduction. Thank you so much, Kenan. I like the incense for you. It's very powerful energy. It helps you adapt to change easily and comfortably. Because life would be really boring without change. And the thing about change is to let go. So tonight I'm going to go into the group card, and then we're going to change things up a little bit. We have a bowl, we put everybody's name into it, and Kenan picked a card, and it had Marilyn Pitts' name on it. So we're going to spend a little bit extra time with you, Marilyn. But remember, the messages for Marilyn are going to be also somehow with the energy behind it, and what it's restructuring or structuring is going to help you. So I wanted to share the group card tonight. This is the Seraphim card. Seraphim are the highest order of angels. And they exist in this realm that's all around us, but in a different spectrum of light, a different spectrum of dimension. They're called the burning ones because in ancient times, they didn't have electric lights. They had fire, and they equated fire to light. And so they termed these angels the bright ones, the brightest ones that there were. They termed them the burning ones. But to put this into your realm tonight, wherever you live, however you're living, is to call upon them, but more importantly, for them to call upon you. Now, I've had several of you tell me that you've heard your name being called. That's the seraphim. In fact, they sing. They're known to sing their messages. So, any of you singers out there, Hannah, these are singing spiritual messages. But if you happen to hear your name, it's the seraphim. And this is your heart opening up. They're calling upon us tonight to open our heart, to open up to the experiences that life has given us and to learn from them. And not to contract the heart, but to expand it. And these angels are activating your angelic qualities. So, singing your name in the heavens, they are singing your name in heaven to unleash your voice here on the earth. You have a message. You have people that you're going to be helping. You have yourself that you're helping. So that's the point of the card tonight. So first on tonight was John, right?
Yeah, it's Lindsay, actually.
Lindsay.
Yeah.
Wow. Thanks for being here, Linz. Okay.
Did you want to do maybe Marilyn gets first, though, since she's got the longer reading?
Yeah, so I will do you first, Lindsay, okay? And so it's interesting that Scott just came on, and this was Scott's card Monday night. So Lindsay, this is a different, similar take, but are you willing to allow and expand on how good you are? Really, come on. Are you willing to go, look what I've done, look what I'm able to do? I can't paint, right? I'm not raising two girls. Look, and you have this amazing job. Look at what you're able to do and create. And the more that you allow or accept these gifts that you've been given and go, yeah, you know what, I'm good, and release all idea that it's ego, because for some reason ego in our society is viewed as bad. But you've got to have ego to get up and get dressed in the morning, to feed yourself. That's ego. That's taking care of yourself. Your ego is balanced, Lindsay. Please, are you willing to allow more of this awareness of who you are, so that then more will be given to you? Because you have this huge capacity, and this capacity, your awareness is growing. But first recognize the capacity that you already have, and then it will begin to grow and expand, to know how gifted you are. That's one of the major things with this card. And in doing that, you can tell your girls how great they are. We can tell our kids how great they are. But unless we ourselves feel really great about ourselves, or are willing to accept the greatness of who we are, children learn by example. They learn by watching. So the best way you can teach others or teach your children is to go, yeah, I'm good. This is great. And more will be given you. Okay. And then we've got
Austin's next.
Austin. Okay, Austin. So 30 years ago, when I went to China, Austin, I was a missionary there. You couldn't really find hamburgers. And so you just got used to eating Chinese food or eating the food that they ate. It's important to remember, every one of us, that in the spirit realm there's no hamburgers, but there's also no space or time. It's a different reality. Like I said, the universe is stranger than we can think. When things don't work out for us, we tend to wonder why they didn't work out for us. And wonder why they didn't work out for us. And it leads us off our path because we get lost into wondering why it didn't work out for us. Rather than, oh, well, that wasn't the way this time, but somehow it's going to work out. And you lose that construct of space or time because it didn't work out within your time or your space or the way things you thought should work out when they worked out. Allow for more magic, allow for more space, or a place where there's no space or time and it just comes to you. How about that? How about allowing it just to come rather than forcing it? Because every time we force something of anything, job, career, relationship, anytime we feel like we're forcing something, we're in that construct, that tight construct of earthly space-time. And this show isn't about that. This is about moving into another realm of space-time, or how other realms view space-time. I hope that made sense, Austin. Okay.
Yeah, Hannah's up next.
Hey, Hannah. Awesome. So, anywhere, Hannah. This goes along with Austin's card. Anywhere where things did not work out for you in the past, are you willing to let that go permanently, free of repeating any of it in any way, shape, or form? Or being free of being around or listening to naysayers, like maybe friends or family, that they're afraid of you being disappointed, or fear that you might be disappointed. And what they're actually doing, without even realizing it, is they're projecting disappointment at you. And so it's kind of like being it's like you don't go to an Italian restaurant without expecting to smell garlic, right? You're going to smell garlic. You're going to smell basil. It is an environment where you smell garlic and basil. And sometimes parents or family or friends think that they're helping you by being disappointed for you, or thinking that you're disappointed. Well, that is a projection from them. And go, oh, no, thank you. Return to sender, but thank you. I'm good. Okay. And as you're moving forward, which you are, we had a pretty incredible reading yesterday. I won't tell you all about it, but Hannah had a pretty life-changing reading. So anyway, be free of any of all that disappointment, okay? Or any energy going toward anything. So just go, I'm always and forever free and clear of all disappointment. I'm always and forever free and clear of all disappointment. I'm always and forever free and clear of all disappointment. Okay? Good. Who's next?
Great, it's Marilyn Pitts.
Okay, here we go, Marilyn. We'll pull a few cards for you here. So before I'll show you this card, I'd like you to feel it. Okay, we're ready. Breakthrough. Any of us ever locked ourselves out of a car? And you either get the hanger, or you're trying to open it yourself, or you call the locksmith, or you call the car dealership. But the feeling is when you unlock the car, there's this relief. There are breakthroughs coming through for us big time, and especially you, Marilyn, since I'm pulling this card for you. Aha moments. Synchronicities. I'll just tell you, I'm going to go back to Hannah for just a moment. I'll give you an example of this. With Hannah, I was getting the maple leaf, and I'm like, Hannah, look up the metaphysical meaning of maple leaf or maple trees. So she looked it up, and she's like, well, she's reading it to me, and I'm like, no, that's not it. I mean, it had a good meaning, right? And it definitely meant something, but there was more. And I could feel it coming. Like I could feel it coming while she was reading it. I was like, yes, that's good, but there's something else. And that's what this breakthrough feels like for all of you on the show, but especially you, Marilyn, is I went ding, ding, ding. Canada's flag is a maple leaf. And her dad lives in Canada. I'm not going to tell you anymore, but it was extremely profound. Once we know more of the story, Hannah, I know you'll share it with us, and I'll be able to tell you more of the reading. But it was very profound. But that's an example of breakthrough. Like, wait for it. But then that feeling of like getting back into your car, right? Or getting back into your house if you've locked yourself out. And anywhere my dear Marilyn, that you have locked yourself off from yourself. Are you willing to let go of that? Because much of the time, my life was spent on survival. Just because I was raised and I knew I wanted off of that merry-go-round. So this is about more and more letting go of that and breaking through. So you're getting these ahas, these synchronicities. So pay attention to these synchronicities like Hannah's reading yesterday, right? That there was this big connection to Canada. The other thing too, Marilyn, this is not casting your pearls before swine. Okay, and I'm not calling other people swine. But pigs don't understand pearls. And I think we've kind of talked about this. But explaining to children advanced calculus, they don't get it. They're not ready for it. They don't have the foundation. And this is you being more and more aware of, like, the things that you're learning, the things that you're experiencing. You cannot talk to everybody about it, nor should you. For instance, if you're making plans, be very careful who you tell those plans to. So Austin, if you're coming up with a new idea, if you're coming up with a new plan, anybody that's out there that has any type of, Jared, Kat, even Abby, right? When you're planning a new wreath, something simple as that, be really careful who you're telling your plans to, because then their energy can overlay that. And you think you're being good and you think you're being kind, but it actually is more frustrating to people. Like, think of it, how frustrating a child would be if you're trying to teach it calculus. They're going to get bored and just kind of go off after 2 minutes, right? People aren't going to get it. So keep your growth, or be aware of who you're telling your ahas to, okay? So you're expecting people for dinner, and so you have dinner ready by 8 a.m. No. No, you probably start preparing for dinner at 6 p.m., but you don't serve it at 8 a.m. and then angry that people aren't there for 10 hours. You're sitting there waiting for 10 hours. It doesn't make any sense, right? Trust the process. Trust the universe. It's what Kenan was talking about, is the trust. Okay? It's going to arrive, whether it's insight, whether it's wisdom, whether it's what you've looked for all your life. Give it some time. Be free of expecting it at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. Okay? Wait for it, and just watch it unfold. And in the meantime, enjoy the preparations, right? You stuff the turkey, you kind of make the dressing, and you kind of calculate when you're going to put it in the oven, because you know the guests are arriving. You know these blessings are coming, everyone. You know they're coming. Just wait for it. Because worry is a waste of spiritual energy. Okay. Okay, John. Let's go. Let's go, John. Okay. Well, John did not get the fortune card again tonight. But you know what? For all of us, I want to reiterate, Monday night and Sunday night, John got the fortune card. And again, this is a deck of 84 cards, right? He got that fortune card 2 nights in a row. So it benefited all of us. It was like a double whammy of fortune. And money, yes, but the energy that comes with that fortune, that freedom. This, John, is love. And sometimes the trust is to love somebody no matter what they're going through, how they were raised, what they were taught, what their coping abilities are. you love them anyway. Okay? You can be free of loving their behaviors, but you love who actually they are. And most of all, it's loving yourself. So when you're having a problem loving someone, I mean actually who they are, what aspect in you is there a challenge about loving yourself? And do you love somebody for what they do, or what they do, how they do it? Or do you love somebody for actually who they are inside? Because when you water that seed and you direct love to that seed within that person, no matter how annoying, no matter what bad habits they have, you water that seed of love. And you could actually picture a seed in that person and just watering it. Just close your eyes and water it. Okay? And you water it with true love. That's the gift. That's the ability that you have. But it's also watering you. Okay.
Great. Jared and Kat are next.
Jared and Kat?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go, Jared. Dr. J, Kat. So, Dr. G, you understand X-rays. Are you willing to expand your X-ray vision? Are we willing, all of us, to expand our X-ray vision? To see what's behind the energy, to see what's behind the behavior. And this is an aspect, Jared, that's going to grow with you, just like an X-ray, right? You work with X-rays day in and day out. But it's a different wavelength of light that our visual eyes can't see. It's why we have X-ray machines. But this is an expansion of your insight. And when people put up a defense, whether it's by harsh words or by, anger, fear, resentment, whatever, you use your X-ray insight to go, oh, what's behind this? So it's very similar to John's card, where you go around that belief system or around that behavior, water the seed, but this is going to give you more insight. And a lot of times people get like that is they actually want to be seen. They can't see what this anger is. They can't see it, but you can, or the source of that anger or the source of that pain. Oh, the source of the pain, that's the X-rays. Okay. So, you were my dentist when you were here. So you know that when people have pain, you have to have that X-ray to find out, where's that pain coming from? So this is the ability to expand on your ability to look behind people's pain. Now, if they're thrashing, you definitely get out of the room and remove the furniture. Let them thrash, okay? But you can understand, it'll give you more insight. So your insight is coming through. It's also going to give you insight behind business deals. And I'm talking to everybody now on the show, right? This, I'm pulling this card for Jared. I'm going to repeat this, but it also has to deal with everyone on the show, where our insight is improving, just like this X-ray vision. It's illumination. And the seraphim, I'm going to go back to the seraphim card. Angels of light, the burning ones. Call on them to shed light on a situation or a person to give you more insight. Okay, Kat. So, Kat, order a set of tuning forks online. Amazon. You can carry them in your purse. They're medical grade. They're medical grade steel. And they're like a tuning fork, and you listen to it. Okay, you can put it around your aura. You can put it. There's something with it's going to strengthen your auric field. Do it before you go into work. You can carry them at work, literally to tune yourself up. Because people at your work, they're sensing your growth. They're sensing your expansion, and allow them to do their own work. Allow them to step up for themselves, and in no way, shape, or form lower yourself to their energetic level. Keep your energetic level high, because through their learned behaviors, words, and actions, they've been trying to pull you down. There's one guy in particular at work. Okay, tuning forks will help.
Marilyn Abbey up next.
Okay, Marilyn Abbey. I was actually going to call you today. Oh, look at this. Kenan, look at this one.
How cool.
Trust. Abby, you light a candle on a windy day, you can trust that wind's going to blow that candle out. But you light a candle in a protected place, and you can trust that candle is going to be burning. Light a candle for those that you love in a non-windy place. Now, you all know I speak in metaphors. Once a candle is lit, don't carry it outside into the wind, especially hurricanes. Light a candle. Be free of allowing the winds of thought to blow that candle out, or the winds of doubt, the winds of change, the winds of expectation. Keep it in a nice, quiet, wind-free room here in the heart. Trust. So it was a great message from Ken in this earlier. Okay, Miss Marilyn. Okay, I don't know who in your family. This feels like an aunt. It's definitely a woman, but it's like an aunt or great aunt. It's grandmother, and she's talking about peach cobbler. And peaches are really good. Let's just say you know that they move things along, okay? And does this matter? Does this really matter? And that's why they're talking about the peaches. It's about letting it go. Because on the other side, it's just all taken care of. Like, your insight, your wisdom is growing so exponentially. Just let it go. And there's something about the color peach too. Like, I love this color, this flower, this immense growth that you're experiencing, but anywhere where anyone is let me think about how to phrase this. You've been around people, Marilyn, who ask questions not because they actually want to know the answer, because they want to show how smart they are by asking the question. And it's a way of sucking other people's energy. So it's really a form of aloofness on their part. And notice when they're doing that, just pull your energy back. Okay, you're wanting to help people, but you can only help people to the extent that they actually really want to be helped. And trust that you're helping people that actually really want to be helped. Trust it. You've helped thousands of people over the years as a Unity minister, and unknowingly. I mean, you don't know, you didn't know about it at the time. You helped me tremendously. You didn't know it at the time, not until 25 years later. Long time later. But, so, I hope that made sense. Okay.
Todd and Aubrey are up.
Todd and Aubrey, awesome. Okay. Okay, hopefully Todd and Aubrey, you're still here. I know you're going to go to dinner, but Todd. There are people out there, as you know, Todd, that they're addicted to sorrow. They're addicted to tragedy. They don't listen to any other group other than the Bee Gees, and only listen to the one song, Tragedy. When you lose control and you got no soul, it's tragedy. And there's sorrow on this earth, but it's not so much the Band-Aid that helps the child with the skin knee. It's the kind words and it's the hug. So this is your energy. You know, it's sometimes hard when people lose someone or their pet dies or they go through a really rough time. It's hard to know what to say. It's not about saying anything. It's about that amazing energy that you can bring to that person. That is what is important. It's the hug. It can be absolutely wordless. It doesn't from you, your ability to heal sorrow because you've been through it, you've experienced it, is so extremely powerful. And so your angels, these seraphim, are wanting to acknowledge your ability to really help people in their sorrow and to move on. Wow. Okay, Miss Aubrey. It's been so great to have you guys back on the show. I missed you. Okay. This is the theme for tonight, right? Change. So when every morning when you get up, you change your clothes, and you don't even give it a second thought about how that's going to affect people at work or your family, your dad. You just change. At the same time, they're changing. And so, Aubrey, trust change. It can be really challenging at times. But are you willing to let go of the fear of any change? Because change, it is a coming, and it's good change. Okay? These are not just dimes, nickels, and pennies. In as far as change goes, these are silver dollars, girl. Get that? I made that play on word about change and then money change. Anyway, that's the point, is I easily and comfortably process and accept change. And it'll be a good change. And it will be a good change for everyone. Yeah, okay, good. All right. Here we go. Hey, Lanny. Okay, my cousin Lana in northern Idaho is here. So I have this. So Lana is my cousin. Everyone, she's in northern Idaho, And there's a memory I have as a child where Lana was raised on a farm with my aunt and uncle, and well, basically we were all kind of farmers back then. But I remember one particular time, I don't know, Lana was maybe 16, 17. And she's absolutely gorgeous, you guys. Anyway, here's this gorgeous 16, 17-year-old screaming at these cows, that they're unloading these cows. It's just, I don't know where they were, but I remember, Lana, you prodding them or beating them with a stick and just going to town on these cows. You know what you know. And you had to yell at cows to get them to do what you wanted them to do. But what you're moving into is not just with your voice. This is with your will. This is coming from the gut. This is coming from the heart, the power center, right? The thorax, this is like moving energy, and that you know what you know, you've had the life experience, go for it. And because the cows need to be told where to go. They don't know. So it's okay to voice, and are you willing to release any fear of being wrong? Because if you have, and I'm talking to everybody, not just Lana tonight, if you have this fear of being wrong, guess what? You're going to manifest being wrong, which then exemplifies or builds on the wrongness of you. But that doesn't exist. Okay? Trust your gut. Come from your gut. You're the knower. Trust even when your advice is not given. Right? You're not a cow whisperer. You didn't go, okay, Bessie, move to the left. Move to the left. You're doing really well. No. You took a frickin' stick. I remember this. And you were poking these cows. Anyway, do that. There are some people you have to do that to. I'm getting excited. I'm getting loud. But it's a great memory. Okay. Who's next?
Edna's up next.
Edna. Okay, my dear. My niece in Northern Washington. Okay. Amazing nurse. Just an incredible nurse. Edna, you and Marilyn Pitts would hit it off really well. Because Marilyn's back east. So I'm so glad you're here again tonight. Okay. My dear, this is the Fool Child. It's new beginnings. New beginnings, new starts for you. Number one, absolutely having time for yourself. I get this, when I get this card, it's like taking time to doll yourself up. Like, but I don't mean like makeup and dresses, and I'm talking about that. But I'm like doing what feels good for you and taking care of you. And you're moving into that period where you're doing that. But it's also allowing your children to get their lessons so think about, you've heard people say, I put my child through college. No, you may have paid for it, but actually they did all the work. There's work that our children need to do free of our assist. And so the child will be taken care of. Trust. Look at the bigger picture, my dearest. Time does not exist. as Austin pulled that time space card, the universe is stranger than we can think. Be free of putting any energy towards sorrow. The sorrow will pass, and the children will be taken care of. They will be taken care of. But this is new beginnings for you. Okay.
Great. Frank Tulp is out
Hey, Frank. Thanks for being here. So, Frank, your dad's coming through, and he's talking about so you know how there were generations, like our parents, maybe really conservative because how they were raised around World War II and having this lack, and so they took care of things, they fixed things up. Your dad's coming through and going, Frank, spend the money. Because you know what? You know how much Frank, you know how much money I got over here? Frank, I have zero money over here. Because they don't do money here. It doesn't work like that over here. Frank, spend the money. I don't know what that means, but that's the message from your dad. Okay. Great message.
Scotty B's online.
Who?
Scott Rosie.
Hey, Ambrosie. Okay, man. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for hanging in there. I'm really excited for you. Oh, we go. I love this this is the card, but this is the card for all of us. Okay, Scott, I know it's for you, but Ambrosie, what a great card. It's the Achiever card. This is where is Cannes in France? You know where they give the
Festival, yeah.
huh?
The film festival.
The film festival. Is that in France?
Yes.
Okay. What we do, what we're doing now, especially on a spiritual level, every one of you, I'm so excited to pull this card for Scott and for all of you. It's like you think about the Colosseum having been around for a couple of thousand years, still having an impact, or the stories behind what the Colosseum represented. Or you look at any of this picture, you look at any achievements. Your achievements are for you, but they're also contributing to the consciousness of not just the planet, but the universe. So can you give yourself, are you willing to give yourself a few more shout outs to yourself for what you've achieved, what you've done, and you're going to achieve more. Absolutely. You're on the achievement path right now. You're moving forward, and it's a man of worlds. So everyone, Scott's working on my script. He's just a great writer. So, for instance, but what's interesting about my book, my story, it's about worlds. It's not just about this world, but it's about the spiritual realm, the angelic realm. and it's going to be a fantastic movie. So this is this is where you're working and jumping between worlds as well. But this is all of our ability. So all of you, like I said before earlier in the reading, experiencing different aha moments or different experiences. So let me know about them. Text me. We'll do the show on Sunday night, but between now and then, let me know of your aha moments, okay? And I'll see you Thursday night, Scott. But great love to you. I love you all, and we'll see you Sunday night.